to share something. My sister and I, we grew up without our dad. That was something really tough that we had to experience. Growing up without your dad it's really hard, especially whenever it comes to Father's Day, and then you see all your friends excited, saying, "Oh, it's Father's Day, we're gonna go out with our dad," blah blah blah, and then you're at home and we're just like, "Well, we don't have a dad, so what do we do?" So our mom would just say, "Well, you know, I'm your mom, I'm your dad, so you could celebrate to me." And that was just really hard, especially because my mom, she didn't really support us, and like instead of making us want to speak to him, she would make us get away from him. And so now there's this resentment in both of us, and it's really hard now that they're back together, like being able to tell my dad, "Dad, I love you." It doesn't come out natural. It's only like whenever he does something nice to us, and it's like, "Oh, thank you, Dad, you know, I care about you." But I know that inside of me, I do care for him, and that there is love in there for him, but I don't know why, I just don't feel it sometimes. And so, like, then a couple of months ago, I started coming to this church, and I started asking God, you know, I want to feel love for my dad. I want to feel what I feel for my mom, like towards him. And so, I mean, there's been a couple of changes slowly where my sister and him don't argue as much anymore. They're starting to get along better, but there's still a lot of problems there, you know. It's really hard living with a person and having a person tell you what to do if he was never there for you, if he didn't really call to say happy birthday, or I don't know, it's just like all those years. It was probably like 10 years without him, and that was torture. It was hard, and it was a lot of days where we would cry, but even more now. Like there's those days where my sister and I are in the room crying because there's just stuff like you see your parents argue, and I hate it so much. I hate to see my parents argue. I hate that they do it in front of us. I don't like it at all. I don't like seeing them argue in front of me. I don't like my mom yelling at my sister, and I hate myself for not standing up and telling her not to be that way. I wish that God could change her, and I wish that he could make her see that she doesn't have to be that way, that he could speak to her and tell her, you know, your daughters love you very much. You should appreciate everything that they do for you, because everything that they're doing right now is for you. They're not even doing it for themselves, like me. For example, the career that I'm doing in college, it's not even because I want to do it, it's because my mom wants me to do it. I told her that I wanted to be a teacher, and she said, "No, you can't be a teacher because teachers don't have jobs, and teachers don't have good salaries." And I said, "But that's the thing that I want to do, that's what I like." And she said, "But that's not a good career." And so then I had to just change it all of a sudden. And she just wants to plan out my whole life by herself, and it's not fair. I should be able to make my own decisions. I'm already getting older, and it's not nice to have a life like that. But after everything that happened, I'm just glad that I got to come to this church, and you know, things are starting to change slowly. Thanks to God, I asked him a lot to change my family and to make them a happier family. And something really good that happened to me in high school was my drill team. I had them there for me a lot. They were there for me whenever I would need someone to talk to or to cry with. We were always there for each other. We were like sisters. And one of the happiest moments of my life, I want to share something happy now because I don't like the negative stuff. Okay, so yeah, that was whenever I got first place at the dance line competition. It was for my solo performance. It was a lyrical dance, and now there's something bad coming back. The bad thing was that, like, the past 2 years, my mom had gone to my competitions and seen me dance, but then the third year, she didn't get to go because, I don't know why she didn't go, but she didn't get to go, and she would always just see me dance, but yeah, so she didn't get to go, and that was the time that I won, and, like, I called her whenever I realized that I was a finalist, because I was in the dressing room changing, and then all the girls come running, Mariela, guess what, you're a finalist, and so I got, like, really excited, and I got my phone right away, and I called her, and I was like, Mama, adivina que, soy una de las finalistas, so please come. And she said, I'll try to make it, because the competition was in Montgomery, and she was at Carla's house. So I was like 2.5 hours away. So she didn't get to make it. But yeah, like they taped it and they put it on YouTube, so she saw it on there.